Ever since I got my Kobo Clara, I cannot stop reading. This tiny thing fits anywhere, so I take it with me everywhere I go. To bed, to my appointments, I'm traveling with it. It is super nice and small and it fits anywhere. And in this video, I wanted to share my thoughts on the e-readers, on Kobo Clara in specific. If you're looking for an e-reader, maybe this video will help you find the one for you. The model I have is Kobo Clara 6-inch black and white. There's also a colored version, but I feel like if you're planning to read regular books, not graphic novels, you won't need a colored version, even though many people like to highlight things in color. For me, I thought it would be a deal breaker, but after using this for a month, I just don't see any difference. If you're not familiar with e-readers, with Kobo, it uses the e-ink technology, which is different from your regular phone or like iPad displays because it's easier on your eyes. In simple words, this thing doesn't produce light. Instead, it reflects the light around you. You can Google e-ink technology if you want to deep dive into it. But all you need to know, this is different from your iPad, from your phone, from your laptop, and this thing will be easier on your eyes if, let's say, that's the biggest concern for you. Kobo Clara is waterproof up to 60 minutes in up to 2 meters. So if you're planning to read your books while taking a bath on the beach, this will not get destroyed. It has 16 gigabytes of storage. As Kobo themselves say, you can have up to 12,000 books and 75 audiobooks. That's another feature that Kobo and any other e-reader would have, is having audiobooks. So if you're not into reading but rather listening, this. Kobo comes with a charging cable. It uses the regular USB-C port. And in terms of features, when you're reading, you can adjust fonts and line height and brightness. You can change fonts, so you can do pretty much anything you want. Before getting a Kobo, I used to read on my iPad. When I first got my iPad, I was convinced I will do everything here. Read, watch Netflix, draw things, make YouTube thumbnails kind of stuff. But then with time, I realized that my eyes hurt because this is basically blue screen. This is basically my laptop, my phone. And when I read for long periods of time, and I would notice that my eyes kinda tired. I was okay with that, but then I took this to the beach. No, I was literally trying to read my book like this because I couldn't see anything. The glare on any screen is just crazy. And that's when I switched back to regular books. But the thing is, with regular books, they weigh a lot, especially if you read those, TikTok novels that are like huge. B, they cost a lot of money. So 20-30 euros per book, even if you buy secondhand, it's still gonna be expensive. So at that very moment last year, I started thinking about an ebook. I started asking my friends because most of my friends read books and they have e-readers, and I don't know what I have been doing because honestly, this is such a game changer. So I narrowed down my search to 2 e-readers, Kindle, Paperwhite, Kobo Clara. I was doing my research, browsing Reddit, but then I had to make up my mind because it was my birthday and I was like, you know what? Kobo. And here's why. First of all, ads. Kindle has ads. You're paying 200 euros for an e-reader and you get advertisement. I'm really sorry, but I don't want to do that. Like, why? I want to pay my one-time fee, buy the thing, and forget about anything. I mean, I would still buy books, but not like, pay for ads. No. I know that the ads are only visible on the lock screen, but I would like to see my book that I'm reading, not some kind of Amazon advertisement. Second reason why I went with Kobo is that Kobo Clara black and white is smaller and it's more compact comparing to Kindle. And comparing to my iPad, I mean, should I say anything? It was also cheaper. I think the difference was around 50 euros. And one of the reasons why I chose Kobo, because you can use it with Libby. I used to live in Montreal and I would have my BanQ, so the library subscription, so I could take books. And if you have Libby, you can use your library card and rent books or movies, whatever you need, online. You don't have to go to the library unless you want a physical book. Kindle does not support Libby. And even though I live in Europe now, maybe one day I go back to Canada or I move to the US, I would like to have my Libby thing going. As I've mentioned before, it's been a month, but I have a lot to say about this beautiful gadget. What I really like about Kobo, it's the size and the weight. Like, it is so tiny. At first, I was kind of concerned because I was like, maybe it's too small for me, especially when you're going from a screen like this to a screen like this. I was like, I'm not so sure. Now I can tell you this is the best size. And if we compare, for example, Moleskine with Kobo, it's like tiny. iPad mini, like half of it. So I really do enjoy the size of it. It's tiny, it's compact, it fits into any purse I have. I'm pretty sure I can fit this into my jeans pocket if I wanted to, but I will not. Kobo Clara is super light, so my hands do not get tired when I read, especially with iPad. When you read at night and you're reading like this, accidents happen. So with my Clara, I'm not worried that I will, smash my face. However, there is a possibility that this will happen to me. The second thing I absolutely love about this thing is no glare. As I've mentioned before, when I went to the beach with my iPad, it was a disaster because I couldn't read. I couldn't see a single thing. And even though my phone's or my iPad's brightness is on maximum, I can't see anything. This, no glare, no nothing. Unlike on Kindle, you can adjust your light settings straight from the book where you're reading. You just slide your finger up and down, and that's it. Kobo Clara, and I'm sure other models have dark and light mode, so you can switch between them. If, for example, you prefer to have a dark mode at night, I don't see the difference for me, but this option is still available to you. Another huge thing that I love about this thing is that the battery lasted me 3 weeks. In today's world, can you imagine a device that lasts for 3 weeks, like iPhone, your watch or something? No, I don't know, maybe I'm getting older, but I prefer devices that last. So I'm thinking of switching my Apple Watch to Garmin because I'm so tired of charging things. Every time I travel, or even like I live my life, I have to charge everything all the time. With this thing, I charged it when I bought it, when my husband bought it, so beginning of January. Now it's almost February, and this thing died on me 2 days ago. Well, it didn't die, it was at 7%, but I decided to charge it anyway. So 3 weeks for a device, this is phenomenal. I love this. One of the features that I absolutely love is my words. As a non-English speaker, I really appreciate this function because while reading, I stumble across new words, new expressions that I don't know. It is super convenient for me that I can tap on the word and see the meaning of the word. I can add it to my words. And then when I go to my words section, I can scroll through all the words that I highlighted. This is super convenient. I've heard that Kindle makes flashcards with those words. Kobo doesn't, but I'm not super upset about it. Another major thing for me about having an e-reader is zero distractions. When I was reading for my iPad, I would constantly get notifications from social media and messengers, and since it's the whole Apple ecosystem, I would get calls and messages, and here there are no distractions whatsoever because there is one purpose for this device, and it's to read books. You will not get distracted. And I feel like I've always had this problem with concentration, but in reality, when I got rid of all my, notifications and distractions, I spent all day this weekend reading, having poor concentration skills. So I feel like eliminating the distractions help. Another cool feature that I absolutely like is the analytics. So Kobo analyzes how you read. It analyzes the amount of hours. So for some books, for example, I saw there would be an analytics icon where you can see how fast you're reading, pages per minute kind of thing. It's not that I'm trying to read as many books as possible, but it's super nice to see how much time you've actually spent on reading books. And honestly, last year I read, I think, 8 books. It is end of January. With this thing, I'm finishing my 3rd book. And they're all 400 pages long. For people on BookTok, on BookTube, they're that's not that much. For me, who didn't read much last year and like years before that, I'm impressed. I thought I would read more, but not like more. The user interface is pretty intuitive. You have home, where you have all your books. You have my books, where you see all your books sorted by authors, collections, series, and other filters. You have Discover, which is basically the Kobo store where you can buy books, ebooks. You can get a subscription for $6.99 a month. You can get unlimited books and everything. And then you have a more page where you would have your wishlist, which is also a Kobo store. If you're familiar with the app or website called Pocket. So this is basically a summarizer for articles. You can read them from here. I don't use this feature, but it's available to you. Then you have activity, settings, better features, and help. Uploading books to Kobo is super easy. You can use your cable and then just upload as you would on a regular USB drive. So far I've uploaded a few books, so I can just test things out. For tracking my books, I use Fable. Sorry, not sorry, Goodreads. The design is so outdated, and as a designer, I just couldn't. The moment I heard about Fable, I installed it. I didn't look back. I honestly messaged all my friends. I'm like, hey guys, have you heard of Fable? You need to install this because it's so pretty. First of all, you can track all your books. I think TV shows. You can join book clubs. It gives you a summary of your year. It's just so cute. I'll leave the link in the description below if you use it. You get $5, I get $5. We can buy books and be reading besties. Add me on Fable. In terms of accessories, so it's been a month, so I'm still debating whether I should get a case because I really like the clear case. I do, but I don't see a use case. Why would I need to protect the bag? Actually, when I was writing the script for this video, I found a use case. When I go to the beach and I put SPF because we like her, my finger's gonna be on my reader. But again, I would rather protect the front, so the screen itself, than this. There is a foldable case for this, on the iPads, but I don't know, it's double the space because you will have the cover here and there's another cover. So I'm still debating, even though I love the colors. They have pink and corally orange. I don't know, maybe I'll get the clear one and see how it goes. I've spoke to my friends who have e-readers and they're honestly, we just don't use the cases. And I'm like, but maybe by the time this video is live, I'll get myself a case. I don't know. And this is it. I can assure you that this thing changed my life. I've always thought that I am not fond of reading, but turns out I was just distracted with all the stuff. I am in love with my Kobo Clara. I just wish I've gotten it sooner because it's super convenient. 10 out of 10. If you're thinking about getting an e-reader, I highly recommend, especially if it's your first one. And by the way, this is my first one. I didn't want to get those expensive, fancy readers, so I decided something cute, tiny should be perfect for me, and I was right. If you have any questions about this thing, let me know in the comments. If you already have one, let me know which one you have, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!